Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is December the 17th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis. Thank you all for tuning in on today. The market has given us a lot of all-time highs according to the Bitfinex website, and those will be Dash and Monero are the two cryptocurrencies that made all-time highs, which is a very good sign for the cryptocurrency space. It just seems like overall all you need to do is just place money into one of these cryptocurrencies and is more than likely it's going to go higher. That is what is occurring at this present time for a lot of these altcoins. They are continuing to move exponentially higher without any news in the background of these charts indicating that they will be moving lower, but who knows, that can definitely change on tomorrow, even in the next couple of weeks or even days. Now, before we get started on our analysis, you guys know that we are not investment advisors and we are not giving you investment advice, but rather we're here on this channel to give you all the news according to the charts, and we do it just by looking at the price bars and the volume. We eliminate the confusion that so many other chartists have on their charts, give you analysis paralysis. It freezes you in your mind in making your decision on to get in or to get out a particular trade. And our purpose here is to show you that you don't need any of those tools, but rather you can do it just by looking at the chart with the price bars and the volume. So looking at the market cap, you guys can see that it continues to increase, which is not a surprise. The market cap now is at $585.6 billion. Yesterday was at 580. So continues to show you that more people are placing more of their funds into the cryptocurrency space, and this is just the beginning from that aspect. You guys can see that Bitcoin ended the day down 1.5%. Ethereum ended the day higher, up almost 4%. Bitcoin Cash as well ended the day higher. Ripple down almost 3.5%. Litecoin ended the day up 7%. Cardano continues to make massive moves in the market, up 28.25. You guys can see that IOTA is up 6.31. Dash is up double digits, 12.42. Another cryptocurrency you guys can see is Dash has passed the 1,000 per coin threshold. It is the next cryptocurrency besides Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Dash is the third altcoin that has reached the $1,000 threshold, which is fantastic. You guys can see Monero is up 5.5%. Neo double-digit gains. I hope you guys saw our video yesterday, because we told you that the market participants were in the market buying up all the stockpile, and if that one particular bar that we was analyzing at that moment ended higher, we said that Neo was going to be moving higher, and they went all the way up to and around $66. So hopefully you guys was able to catch that particular trade. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and go and see what we have on these charts. So you guys can see that Bitcoin is down 2%, 2.09%. Last trade was at 18,890. And we told you all that Bitcoin was definitely going to make its way up towards 20,000, and it went all the way up to 19,891. But the bar closed lower than the close from yesterday, so obviously the interest in prices in Bitcoin is waning. So you had to pay attention to what is going on in Bitcoin at this time. Could this be a sign of things to come? Quite possibly. So looking at the 3-hour chart for Bitcoin, so we definitely are getting stockpile in the market on these completed 3-hour bars. The market tried to maintain price back up to that 19.5, and you guys can see that 19.5 is the area of resistance for Bitcoin, and it's going to take a lot more volume and a very strong push to go up bar in order for Bitcoin to break through 19.5 again. Okay, so we're not necessarily expecting Bitcoin to come back up to break 19.5 unless we get that volume that is going to allow Bitcoin to break through it. But at this present time, we're not seeing that. We are definitely getting a lot more stockpile and less interest in higher prices in Bitcoin. and the market can definitely come all the way back down to 18,750. Or I'm gonna go ahead and move to a smaller time frame. So you guys can see on the 1 hour bar chart, you guys can see that we're definitely getting stockpile and pushes to go down bars, which are precursors of weakness, and the market can definitely first come to 18,800, or maybe to the low of this particular bar, which 18,740. The volume is extremely high in this particular bar, and if this next 1 hour bar closes lower than this bar, then it definitely tells us that sellers are in control and buyers are not in the market. So you need to evaluate your trade, because the market will be moving lower. And if it's going to move lower, we told you 18,740 will be that first area, but ultimately it may come all the way back down to 18,600. Now this is the last area on this chart for Bitcoin to find support. If it does not find support at 18.6, then the next area of support could be around 18,500, but ultimately that next true area of support is around $18,100. But definitely we're getting a lot more precursors of weakness in Bitcoin, and if the market cannot sustain itself around 18,740 or even around 18,800, then the market will be moving lower. So that's our analysis for Bitcoin, is that the market is going to continue to move lower, and we gave you those support areas for them to move lower. The market may find support there and move higher, but if not, then the market will continue to be going lower. Okay. Now we told you that the market can go up to 19,500, but it's going to take a push to go up bar. If we do not get that, Bitcoin would not be breaking 19,500. So now let's go to Ethereum. So you guys can see that Ethereum is up 3.67%, 3.68 last trade, $710. And the market is still getting hit with stockpile, but the market still closed higher than the close of yesterday. And the fact that the market had stockpile on the bar and the market bought it up continues to tell us that Ethereum is still interested in higher price. Now we do have stockpile on today's bar, so we will show you how low Ethereum can be moving if it decides to go lower. And that first area would definitely be around $700 for Ethereum to move lower. But ultimately, you may come all the way back down to $692, or it can come all the way back down to $670 in the short term. We are definitely getting stockpile around $720. That is a definite area of resistance for Ethereum. But one of the things that we do like is the fact that the market is just trading sideways around that resistance area, which is telling us that they are definitely trying to break through 720. If they can do that, then Litecoin could come all the way back up to and around $735, even $740. But if we get a lot more volume, it could definitely go all the way back up to $760 with no problem. So currently, that is what is occurring for Ethereum at this moment. So looking at the 1 hour bar chart, you guys can see that the market is definitely giving us precursors of weakness on these 1 hour bars, and it came and found support around that $705 area. If it can't sustain that, then you can expect Ethereum to continue to move higher and at least come back up possibly to $712, $715. Okay, but the market is definitely giving us more precursors of strength at this time, and intermingled with some precursors of weakness. So like I said, the market is definitely trying to find its opportunity to shoot higher, and if it cannot do that, we told you those support areas, but if it can, we told you how high it can go. So I'm going to move it to a 6 hour chart. So yeah, that true definite area of resistance 720. We're looking for them to at least come back up and try 720. But if it can definitely succeed with volume back in the move, then Ethereum can come all the way back up to $740. So our analysis at the moment is still for them to move higher, but we're still being a little leery of them being successful. So we're just literally watching the trade, but we're looking for them to continue to move higher. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is up 1.93%. Last trade was $1,834. So we told you that Bitcoin Cash was giving us more indications that it wants to move higher, and it did. Went all the way up to $1,910, but we still have stockpile on the bar. So it tells us that there's still selling occurring in Bitcoin Cash. So let's see what's going to occur on the 3-hour bar. So just like with Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash is finding support around $1,800, and if it can sustain that, then we're still expecting them to move higher. We have a consumption bar currently in Bitcoin Cash, so that could mean that this next bar has to give us the confirmation that the buyers are in control. If so, then Bitcoin Cash will come back up to 1880 or even higher than that. If not, then expect Bitcoin Cash to come back down to 1760 or even 1720, but ultimately that major support area is around 1640. Okay, so our analysis is for them just to continue to trade sideways, but we have another consumption completion bar here. So like we said, if this bar closes higher, then Bitcoin Cash will be moving higher. But if not, then we're expecting them to continue to trade sideways to lower. So the 1840s is that area resistance for Bitcoin Cash. If it can make it through, then expect it to go to 1860 or even higher than that. But right now, the market is just trading sideways. So this would be one of those cryptocurrencies that we would necessarily put not a trade on. Not at this present time. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is down 4.40%. Last trade was around 70.5 cents. So Ripple is still giving us precursors of weakness on the daily price charts. Stockpile market continues to give a stockpile, but the volume is a lot lighter than the last 3-4 trading days, which tells us that there's not that much selling occurring in the market for Ripple. But as well, the bar did close towards the low of yesterday's bar, as well as the low from today's bar was a lot lower than yesterday's low. So what is going to happen in Ripple? So you guys can see that Ripple is in a very slow, steady decline at the moment. 70 cents is definitely that support area for Ripple. If it breaks 70 cents, then it's going to come all the way back down to around 65 cents. Okay. It found support around 68 cents. So that would be the initial support area, but it's highly unlikely that it will be able to stand there. So 65 cents would be that next area for Ripple to come to move lower, and we're not getting any precursors of strength in Ripple at this time. So our analysis will be for them to continue to be moving lower, and we told you 68 is the initial support, but ultimately it might come all the way down to 65 or even 60 cents on tomorrow's trading. So just be watchful of that. We can even see it come all the way down to 55 if the overall cryptocurrency space is selling off. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 3.29%. Last trade $311.95. So the market for Litecoin moved higher on today. Stockpile came in, but the bar still closed higher than the close from yesterday, which tells us that the buyers are in control in Litecoin at this present moment. But since we have stockpile on this bar, let's see where support is. So support for Litecoin is going to be in or around $300, definitely. Or it can also come back down to $290. That is a major support area for Litecoin. And the market is having a very hard time to come and break through $321, $322. is having a hard time to break through it. But just like with Ethereum, you guys can see that it is hovering around that resistance area and it's not moving lower. So it's telling us that either the market participants are selling here around $320, and once they complete their selling, the market will drop, or the market's continuing to try to move higher in price. And currently that's what we're still getting in Litecoin at this time, especially on the 3-hour chart. So if I move it to 1 hour, let's see what we have. So granted, even with the 1 hour chart, we're getting stockpile around $320. That's why the market continues to bounce back down to 310 at this present moment. But it's a very good sign to see that it's holding steady. It is consolidating at this moment, and we need the market to move back higher and especially give us a push to go up bar to break through $321 in or around that price. If we do not get that, then expect Litecoin to continue to move lower. 308 is that next area for Litecoin to move to, but ultimately it could come all the way back down to $305. And if the market is in sell-off mode, then it could come all the way down to $290 in trading. But currently we're getting a lot more stockpile in Litecoin, and if the market cannot hold around that $308 area, the market will be moving lower, which is currently doing now. So that next area for us to be looking is 308 before we'll make a trade in Litecoin. If it can't hold 308, then we'll step aside and wait until we get another entry point. But at this time, we're not entering a trade for Litecoin at the moment because we're getting too much stockpile towards this area of resistance at $320. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash is up 4.55%. Last trade was $1,093.40. So Dash definitely made all-time highs today. Went all the way up to 1160. Stockpile came on the bar. So we need to see how low can Dash make it if the market moves lower on tomorrow's trading. So you guys can see this is the 3-hour bars for Dash, and the market definitely found support around $1,050 in or around that area, 1,040, which is it's pretty good to find support around that high of a price. And the market just continued to trade sideways and look like the area resistance around 1125. So expect Dash to continue to bounce in that support area, that trading range between 1040 and 1125. Now moving it to a smaller time frame. So interest in price for Dash is definitely still there. They're still trying to move price higher back up to at least 1120. It might just come to the highs of these particular bars, 11 and 11, and then the market may actually move lower, but that support is definitely at 1040. So our analysis in the short term is for Dash to continue to trade sideways. He told you 1040 and 1125, but ultimately the market is still trying to give us strength, and we're still expecting them to move higher. It might not move that high. It might just come back up to 1110 or 1120, but from there it might move lower again. Okay, but we're not expecting them to move substantially higher unless we get volume backing to move as we're getting on this particular bar. This is the bar that's giving us more confirmation that Dash is going to continue to move higher. So now let's go to Neo. So Neo is up 36.33%. Last trade was $66.80, and look how wide this price bar is for Neo. We definitely have volume back in the move. So Neo did make all-time highs again, along with Dash and Monero, which is a very good sign for this particular cryptocurrency. Stockpile came in on the bar, so let's see where support is. So you guys can see that support is around $64 for Neo, but we're getting a lot of selling occurring in Neo around that price, around $64 and $70. The market is not giving us any interest in higher prices at the moment on the 3-hour bars. So let's look at the 1-hour bars real quick. So the 1-hour bars as well is giving us more precursors of weakness. So NEO is definitely looking to be moving lower. So first area support 66, second area 64. And if it can't hold those two price areas, then expect it to come all the way down to $60. That is where the market is currently moving for NEO. We're expecting them to move lower as well. If it moves higher, it might just come back up to the high of this bar or even $70. But we're getting a lot more precursors of weakness in NEO than strength. So now let's go to IOTA. So IOTA is up 0.46% last trade, $3.68. We told you yesterday in our video that $3.50 is the major support area for IOTA, and it's a good sign to see that it at least closed the day above $3.50, but stockpile still came in on the bar. Volume was also pretty healthy comparative to the last 2 or 3 trading days, but the daily price chart is definitely not giving us that much precursors of strength in IOTA at this present time. So we're still looking for them to move lower in the short term, and hopefully this is that support area to where this bar is currently trading. But if not, then it's very possible that IOTA can come all the way back down to $3.60 in the short term. Ultimately might come all the way back down to $3.40. So we definitely need precursors of strength to appear in IOTA right now. If we don't get that, then expect it to move lower. But if so, then IOTA will be moving higher. 3-hour bars is telling us that it's going to be moving lower. So if I move it to a 1-hour chart, we're still getting the same thing. $3.65 is the support area for IOTA. If it cannot find it, which we're not getting it right now, then expect IOTA to continue to move to at least $3.60, ultimately $3.40 or $3.50. Ultimately it could come down to $3.40, but we do have support areas around $3.50 as well. So overall, we're looking for IOTA to continue to move lower, back around $3.50 or even $3.40. But ultimately, if it comes back higher, which we're not getting on these charts, but if it does move higher, we'll try to give you how high it can move. And they just come back up to $4. That is a very hard resistance area for IOTA to move to. So now let's go to the last one, which is Monero. So Monero is up 5.65%. Last trade was $344.60. So this is the third cryptocurrency that we analyze on a daily basis that broke all-time highs today. They were Monero, NEO, and Dash, and we told you on all three that the market should be moving higher, and definitely Monero moved higher on today, all the way up to $360, which is a pretty good sign to see for this cryptocurrency. But the market still has sellers in it, so we will see how low that Monero can go. $330 is that first area for Monero to find that support. It's a pretty good area for support as well, so it should maintain around $330. But if not, then the next major area would be around 320 and ultimately 310. And we're still getting precursors of weakness here around $350, $360 in Monero. The market is trying to sustain itself, but it's not. So we're still expecting Monero to move lower. We told you 330 is the first area of support. Then next will be around 320 or 325. But the market is not giving us any precursors of strength as it is trading around that area. So that's our analysis. If the market finds support around 330 or 325, then the market definitely can run back up to 350 or even higher. But currently, that's not what we're showing on these charts. So that's all we have for today. Appreciate you guys watching, new subscribers. Everyone stay tuned to continue to increase your understanding of the markets without confusion. That's what we do here. That's all I have for today, guys. Stay profitable, keep watching, and I will talk to you all later.